And in the Middle East, as ISIS continues its brutal march, millions of refugees who've been fortunate enough to escape, often only with the clothes on their backs, are now in desperate need of basics like food, shelter, and medical care. Vernon Brewer, president and CEO of World Help, has seen the devastation firsthand. He joins us live now to talk about the efforts to help the millions who are in need. Vernon, thank you for joining us today. I can only defer to you in telling us how bad it is because you've been there and you've seen it.
Well, thank you, Shannon. It's so nice to be back. I've been to Iraq and the Middle East many times, and I can tell you from my own firsthand experience that what we're witnessing there is a Christian Holocaust. ISIS mantra is convert, pay, or die. Over 200,000 deaths already, and they're targeting Christians and ethnic minorities, and it's just terrible. The beheadings, the rapes, the kidnappings. We were just in northern Iraq and heard about a village outside of Mosul. ISIS has driven out all the Christians in Mosul. There are no Christians left. And there was a village of 850,000 Christians huddled together. They'd been cut off. They hadn't had any food for over a month. They were dying. So the World Help team quickly mobilized a caravan of 4 trucks filled with food and medicine and heaters and blankets. And we went behind ISIS lines, just 2 kilometers from Mosul. The night before we got there, ISIS had bombed the outskirts of that village. Our security team said we only had an hour and a half on the ground. So we quickly distributed the aid, we prayed with them, and we left. But that day we saved 850 lives, and so far World Help has been able to save 120,000 lives in Iraq.
Yeah, you've gotten really creative. I know at times you've come in from the air. I mean, you've done what you can in raising money and getting things directly to people on the ground, because we see these pictures, but the real life of what these people are doing, watching their children die, watching their wives be sold off into sex slavery, and as you said, so many people just killed, simply not even given the chance to flee. But the ones that you are coming into contact with, many of them are left with nothing. And I know the countries they're flooding into, some of those countries have no way to help them. I mean, it's just an overwhelming burden. So you're stepping in to fill the gap.
World Help has a 3-point strategy: rescue, restore, and rebuild. We want to keep them alive. We want to help them have new homes and schools and churches and hospitals, and in some cases even help some of them relocate to other countries. We've provided a mobile medical clinic in northern Iraq. I'm told it's the only one of its kind, and it's staffed with doctors and nurses and a pharmacy. It sees over 100 patients a day. And just in the last few months, we've treated over 8,000 Iraqi Christian refugees with this medical clinic. Just a few days ago, our World Help team on the ground chartered a C-130, filled it with 11 tons of food and medicine, flew behind the ISIS lines and distributed it to 3 villages of Christians who are being persecuted. And we've sent several containers with millions of dollars of food and medicine just to keep them alive.
Well, it's very, very practical help that people know when they're giving. It's going to these on-the-ground needs that people have. We're putting up the website so that people can check it out, and we'll tweet that out as well, just so people can find out how they can assist you to help others. WorldHelp.net. Vernon Brewer, always good to see you. Thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you, Shannon. We're committed to being the hands and feet of Jesus on the ground.
We pray your work will continue.
Thank you.